Alright, it's Flying Monkeys music. That's the kind of shit you hear when you are about to get assaulted by flying monkeys and get shit thrown at you. Psychedelic wheat beer shit. Alright, so there's the label. Alright, the first time I had this, I guessed it at about a little over 20 IBUs, and we're at 25 IBUs, so good guess, because they list all this stuff on the package, so they got a bit of information here, folks. Nice package, lots of blah, 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 blah stuff, and then you get a little bit of useful information. And it's an American Crystal Wheat beer, right? And it's at 5% alcohol. So this is, you know, I'm going to try and get some of the yeast in this one. A lot of beers I don't, but it's kind of weird because I was on Beer Dweebs United for about 5 minutes and never said anything. And the topics they're talking about were all ones I was really concerned about, which was overpriced bombers. So if you guys are interested, check out that channel. It's on Albino Rhino's beer reviews and talking about overpriced beers and stuff. And just, you know, shooting the shit on some of that stuff. And someone brought up whether or not to pour the yeast in certain beer styles or something. Holy shit. Now, I've drank all the other 5 of these beers without shaking up the yeast in here, in them, because out of habit I generally don't. And sometimes I do, you know. And some beers tell you to, and some beers tell you not to, so we did on this one, so it's a little bit more hazy, definitely. The other ones were totally clean. There. But I'll tell you one thing, is sure by swishing it up, just the nature of swishing the bottle around, and then also picking up all that yeast, you got a slightly better head. Creamier, more frothy looking head out of it. So, alright. Alright, so hear me roar. It's a Lannister glass from Game of Thrones, so I'm drinking out of a incestual, prostitute frequenting midget glass. Yeah, that did about what I thought it would. To it, I would be careful with some of them though. Like I did the Samuel Adams Summer Ale, I think it was, and that I didn't like what the yeast did to that one. I tasted a lot like vomit after that. But most of the time, it does just richen it up and taste a little more full, and it just adds a lot of flavor. Really, more raw, unfiltered, yeasty flavor. It actually almost mellowed out the citrus a little bit in this one. So let's just dig into this flavor shit here. Basically, it's really soft up front, texture-wise, like soft water. It's like your typical soft ale, very watery up front. And then you're getting a nice biscuity, malty, from the crystal malt. So very light crystal malt flavor. Straight into the like Hefeweizen type citrus stuff going on. Look at the color and stuff. It's just tasting. It's just kind of taking that section out of the Hefeweizen and that's in here for sure. And but it is a lot more mellow with the yeast kind of covering it, and then the hops blend into that citrus bitterness so well. So it's kind of the maltiness blends into the citrus wheat flavors, and that blends into the hops. And it starts out very soft water like. So this is a very drinkable beer and a very pleasant beer, a very unintrusive beer, a very mild beer. And at 5%, you're not getting really any alcohol, very drinkable. This is a great session beer, and I think Flying Monkey's really designed a great product, and I hope it takes over some pale lager shelf space. Although that was another topic again, but I don't know if that's because today I went to the liquor store and I bought. It was the Joe Blow fucking liquor store. It wasn't like one you go to normally for craft beer, but it was more convenient for me to stop. There was Safeway liquor, and I popped in there and I looked at the craft beer cooler, which was about this wide, and everything I'd had in there, and everything else I saw there I didn't want. So I picked up one from Tree. So I'm gonna try another brew from Tree and see if that's gonna please me. I had one a couple years ago, and I wasn't really that thoroughly impressed, but I will give them another shot. They're out of Kelowna, so I'm trying one of their other brews. And then I picked up a Guinness on the way out in the cooler. I saw they had a thing full of Newcastle and Guinness, so I picked up a Guinness, and it was $2.50 for a bottle. And so I bought 2 beers. The guy in front of me had all these 30 packs of kokanee, and he couldn't even go down the aisle. I really should have offered to help. Because he was dropping, I'm pretty sure there were 30 packs. They were huge. And these boxes of kokanee. And he was like walking out of the store like this with all this fucking kokanee. So I don't know. I don't think people like that are going to drink craft beer. He had 90 beers and they were all kokanee. And I walked out with 2. And I was like, fuck, I'm never coming here for beer again. I do buy my Olympia there because it's like $1 a can. When I pale lag out. So, yeast in this one is debatable. I think most beer snobs are going to want to put the yeast in here. But I highly recommend trying it both ways, especially because you got to buy... You're generally going to end up with 6 of these, so why the fuck not, right? And, yeah. This beer it's really nice. It's a really a great summer beer. It makes you feel very refreshed. It's a very mild, refreshing beer. So final verdict is I think it's an 8.5 just out of pure genius and designing a beer that is very drinkable. I think this beer's gonna stick around. I hope they keep brewing it, and I really like that Hopical Illusion that they did was a very safe kind of thing. A little bit of a fruity kind of pale ale. Kind of maybe not hopped quite enough to be called an IPA sort of thing. From what I remember, that may have been 2 years ago, or something like that. And I am a fan of that style of beer too. So, and it laces good and all that, but especially if you pour 2 in just keep using the same glass, obviously. You get more and more fabulous lacing, like. Although the weird thing is one of these beers I poured didn't get fuck all for head. It was very dish soap like and went to 0. And a lot of these other ones had it's a very low carb and stuff, but you get a lot of lacing and pretty decent head performance out of them. I don't know what was wrong with the one. Maybe I just botched the pour or something, or the glass may have had some soap residue in it or something. But anyway. So yeah, it's an 8.5, no problem, out of 11. Spinal Tap shit around here, and stop on the channel sometime and just check out the whole fucking deal. And I recommend doing that on everybody's thing because the demographics showing like no one hardly comes in through the channel, except for maybe a few beer reviewers and shit that normally do that by habit. But it's not just for me; it's for anything on YouTube. It's just people just search and go, but it's not a bad idea to check out. Just to take the time to check out a lot of people's channels and just to see what's going on. And I'm hopefully putting up some more shit. So if you like hand scraped acacia hardwood, check that out because that turned out pretty fucking slick. And I'll have some more shit. Hopefully my R2D2 kegerator coming soon. And hopefully gonna fucking fill it with all grain brews. Beerzerker, drink Flying Monkeys. I think they're fucking not bad. And Flying Monkeys, if you want to send me more beer. They didn't send me beer. They didn't pay me to do this. I bought this beer, but send me some for free and I'll drink the shit out of it. Beerzerker, and I'm out.